Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're talking about our favorite topic, which is sales. All right, our topic for today is selling. How to stop being afraid and how to overcome being afraid to ask for the order. You're probably saying, what are you talking about, Gary? Yeah, because see, a lot of times as a salesperson, even when I sometimes get in front of some customers, I get this like fear factor, false evidence that appears real, that the customer may not want my service, but you have to overcome that. And the reason why is because you can give a great presentation, but if you don't ask for the order, did you want to go ahead and go with that? And just keep your mouth shut, you're going to lose the opportunity. And a lot of times as salespeople, we want to put people in the pipeline. We're going to talk to them later. We're going to ask them, they weren't ready. I didn't want to push them. I didn't want to pressure them. Well, here's the key, guys. If you have a captive audience, that means somebody that's listening to you, that's willing to sit there and listen to what you're having to offer, and gives you the capability to ask good questions of them, show them features and benefits. And I'm just going to say, if you don't ask for the order at least once, twice, or three times, you're definitely not going to get a sale. And being a salesperson, it gives us the capability to help a lot of people. People purchase leads every day. That means as a salesperson, but people are also out there online touching things, doing their research. They want to purchase things, services, products, just all different types of things. But what happens is they don't want to be sold anything. They want to have the capability to choose and to have the choice to be able to make an informed decision. But see, what happens is salespeople, we don't work the do. We don't do the do. We don't do the extra stuff. We don't walk people through a funnel type like questions. We don't ask them the questions that lead them to the ownership or the ownership of the product. Or we don't ask the customer, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? If they're out there looking, if they've contacted, let's just say life insurance, or if a product or a service, you got to go to their house, and they were online and somebody set the appointment, and you don't go out there and go see these people and give them the best you got. Just give them everything, all you can. You're going to have some lay downs, which means you got some customers that'll purchase no matter what, but then you've got a lot of them that have objections because they have this fear. Remember, false evidence appearing real, and sometimes, believe it or not, it could be the money, honey, because sometimes when people are wanting to shop, they want the cheapest thing they can get, but it ain't always the best thing for the customer to get the cheapest thing. And the reason why is because cheap is what you get, and once you get it, it's done, and they have to deal with it. So what I always like to do is give people options, ideas, suggestions. Between these three, this one does this, this, and this. This one does this, this, and this, and this does everything. Between these three, which one do you think would work best for you? Or you can say, you can give them the information, you can walk them through the process and say, this is what we have to offer. So what do you want to do? You let them talk, you let them share. And then again, if they say, well, I'll think about it and blah, 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 you need to reopen and revisit that, because see, what happened is you missed something. Or maybe, like I said, it could be the money. It could be the timing. It could be, they need to ask their significant other. Or they've been told, don't you talk to nobody, don't you give them, don't you buy anything, and your significant other's like, you heard me, and you got a one-legger. That means you only got one opportunity and one person to sell to, and if you don't close it, you may never get another opportunity. And fear, oh my gosh, and not asking for the order, it's rampant in the sales business. Like I said, I worked in the technology and electronics for years, and one of the cool things is I used to have people come to my stores. I used to work in the Orange Park Mall and the Avenues and a couple other different malls back in the 90s. I sold all the highest end electronics you can imagine, from computers to cell phones to every type of electronic. I mean, it was amazing back in the day how much stuff you had out there. And you only got that customer, they might be an impulse purchaser, or maybe they've been thinking about it, they happen to be in the mall and they just needed somebody to walk them through the process of buying something, but they didn't know they didn't know what to do, because Sometimes people say, oh, I'll just use my own credit card. Okay, well, if they're going to use their own credit card, a lot of times they may not have enough room on that credit card to get what they want. The interest rate on it might be crazy, but if you have the capability to say, look, if I've got this service and we can go ahead and give you 90 days same as cash, or you can go ahead and get 0 interest promotion for up to a year, or I have this other option to where if you get this service or buy this today, you can put it on a monthly installment and pay it as fast as you would like. There is no prepaid penalties. But if you don't ask for the order, if you don't pepper the information through, it's kind of hard to sell anything. Even if you have service agreements, warranties, things that are add-ons, if you don't ask for those and show how they work together, like say for instance, you are selling, let's just say furniture, and you have a fabric protection, maybe you have a cover for it, or maybe you have a leather care, or you have some type of care product or service that you need to offer to the customer because they're buying something expensive. And they're going to either pay cash or they're going to finance. Most time they'll buy more products and services if they finance it. So if they're going to financing, the key you have to deal with is you've got to walk them through the process and show them these features and benefits. It's like when you walk up to a vignette, a set of furniture. Now, and it looks really good on the floor. It really does, because they got rugs, they got lamps, they got mirrors, they got all this art and all this stuff. But if you don't know how to bundle package, that means you're asking customers, do you see this venue? Do you think that it would look like this in your home? And they're like, hell no, it don't look like that, Mom. What do you think? Well, what we can do is we can bundle package this all under one monthly installment, and you can pay it off as fast as you want and have your room look as elegant as this one. What do you think? And you're asking a good question. That's a closing question. And your whole goal, guys, is to figure out what are those hot points, those hot buttons that make people want to purchase. They didn't come in your showroom, or you didn't get to their house to ask them questions and stuff for nothing at all. If you've got a captive audience, that means you've got somebody's listening to you, and they are having this, they're rubbing their chins together, they're rubbing their hands, they're trying to figure out, well, how do I pay for this? How do I get this? And you don't ask for the order, you're going to lose all kinds of opportunities, because there are telltale signs. And again, guys, sometimes people, they may not be able to purchase at that time, but if you don't at least ask for the order, so between these three, which one do you think would work best for you? Or what do you think? What did you want? Did you want, I can have this out here Monday, or would Tuesday be better for you? And you have to ask these closing questions, because if you don't ask closing questions, and if you don't ask good questions, I'm not talking about wasting customers' time, talking about fishing all day. Yeah, you want to build a little bit of rapport, but see, you can end up having a friend and not having a sale. And you know what that means? That means you didn't make no money, honey. And that means you didn't have an opportunity to collect a good paycheck, because we work on this magic thing called commission. And when you work on commission, the key to success is you got to make that money while the iron is hot. That means when you got a customer who's willing to purchase. And if you have the capability, you want to walk people through a process, you want to ask them, what are you going to be using this for? Who's going to be using this product? See, what you're doing is you're creating value. What's going on? What's going on with the old one that you used to have? What's going on with the situation? Are you moving into a new home? Are you buying? So what's the reason why you're considering, purchasing this today? And if you're in life insurance, did somebody pass away that you know? Or do you have new grandkids? Or do you have some people, did you just buy a new home? Do you want to go ahead and have a term insurance that's going to cover all the way up until you finish paying for the home? In case you were to pass away, your family would get this much money. See what I'm saying, guys? We can be afraid of the most simplest things, and you got to know your products and you got to know your services. You don't need to know everything about everything, because then people are going to throw smoke screens up at you. You're going to say, well, does it do this? Does it do that? Does it come with this? What about this or what about that? And that's kind of like a smoke screen. You'll look at them and go, that's a great question. I appreciate you asking me that. I haven't had anybody ask me that, but I'll make a notation, and you get back to selling. Because see, what happens is you want to get that information to them, but again, that might be a way they're trying to figure out a way to get out of talking to you, because you're a salesperson and you're asking too many good questions and you're about ready to close. It happens. And the key to success, guys, is if you're a salesperson and you're wanting to be a great salesperson, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to do things that aren't normal. You've got to study. You've got to study the craft of sales. You've got to learn closing techniques. You've got to learn how to ask for the order. You've got to learn how to ask questions. You need to know about your warranties, your service agreements, maintenance agreements. You want to know all the different facets. Again, you don't need to know everything, and you need to be enthusiastic. You need to be excited about your products and service. Not, hey, but hey, okay, talking to them normal, because see, people, they want to buy stuff, they want to own stuff, they just don't like to be sold stuff. And our whole topic for today is selling and asking for the order. If you don't ask for the order, you're not going to make any money. The key to success, even if you fail, but you ask for the order, you've done your job. You're doing a great job, and it takes time. And again, you have to get people in the pipeline. You can't close them all, but you do your best to ask the right question. You overcome your fear. You overcome your fear of objections. You overcome your fear of asking for the order. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley. So please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, because I got a whole bunch of cool videos that can help walk you through all different types of sales, property, things that you sell, all kinds of things, from insurance to real estate to everything. If you sell furniture, if you sell shoes, watch my videos. I promise. I'm trying to close you now. I'm asking for the order for you to take the time out of your busy schedule to take a look at my videos. Because what's the worst thing that could happen? You learn something, you learn a new close, you learn a new opportunity. Because selling, it's amazing. And the people who do really, really well at it, they crawl up out of their box. They look for new information. They take that information and they use it in their presentation, and then they ask for the order. So get out there and sell something. But if we ain't asking for the order, that means, hey, do you want to go ahead and get that? Or what do you think? All right.